It's time for you to get up. You will win. It's time for you to reactivate your finances, your health. Are you ready to get your life? Well, this is your moment. Ready to get your life back on track? Get up. What are you doing? It's your time to reactivate.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? And welcome to Reactivate the Moment. I'm Marques Ford, and thank you for meeting me here this Monday, April 22nd, where every Monday night at 8, we reactivate. Listen, y'all, I want y'all to join me tonight. It's a very, very, very special night, It is the day before my birthday. So this is going to be a different Reactivate the Moment. It's not going to be too motivational. I don't have like quotes or anything like that. This is just me having a thankful heart and being thankful tonight because tomorrow is my birthday. I'm super excited. I will be turning 41 years old. Hey, Aaron, baby, I love you. I'll be turning 41 years old. I'm going live everywhere. I'm going live on YouTube. I'm going live on Facebook. I'm going live right here on my phone, on Instagram. I'm going live everywhere. So this is a special night. So what I want to do is I want to kind of just talk about being thankful and being grateful, and also do like a Q&A, with some people to see what kind of questions you want to ask. If you have any questions, whether no matter what it is, it can be motivational, it can be questions to me, and no matter what it is, I just want to talk to the audience tonight. I want to spend the night talking to the audience. So before I start, I want to just thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. Do me a favor while you're watching. Like, share, and comment on this broadcast. Like, share, comment on the broadcast. I'm gonna say it again. Like the broadcast, share the broadcast, and comment on it. Drop some hearts, drop some comments, drop some questions in the chat if you would like for me to answer some questions regarding things going on with your life, with someone you know, just advice, whatever you want to talk about. It is all on us tonight. But before we get started, I am extremely, extremely grateful and thankful that I've lived this long. I'm 40 now, but God has saw fit to let me live to see 40 years, and I'm extremely grateful for it because a lot of things has happened over the past year in my life personally. A lot of things has happened in the lives of the people around me. For example, just this past weekend, my wife, Quene, she did her play, What About Jesus, which is basically a modern depiction of the story, the life, death, not the life, but the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ. The story is a modern day version of the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ. And basically what it was about is basically Jesus, instead of him being captured by soldiers, he was captured by police officers. And we had a protest scene, and we had a jury scene where it basically the same story, just a different modern version of it. And I want to give a shout out to my wife for a great job. We did it for 2 nights. We had basically 2 packed houses, 2 nights. Friday night and Saturday night was both packed out, and we had a great time. I was in the play as well. I was one of the disciples. I was John. I portrayed John the disciple, and we had a great time. And then we laughed, we cried, she sung her tail off. Yes, Destiny, he was betrayed by Judas. Judas sold him out for a little bit of cash, and he was and they took him to jail, took him to court, had a court scene. It was absolutely amazing. Hopefully she will have it once it's edited and everything. She will have it out for people to view and everything. But I want to thank those of you that came, bought tickets, that pressed your way and made your way to Towers High School for our production. It was a great time. But I'm extremely thankful because of the fact that I'm in good health, good strength. My family, I have great family, great friends great supporters such as you all that have been rocking with me for over the past year, or the past few years rather, but I'm just really getting back into it. I want to give a shout out to my Win family, my We Empower Network family, for allowing me to be a part of this great network and to broadcast to you all on a weekly basis, to be able to just do great things with the We Empower Network. Shout out to Angela, the leader of the We Empower Network, my sister Terry, for their vision and everything that they put into this network. And I'm extremely grateful to be a part of such a wonderful network. Now, listen, here we go. So tonight we talk about being thankful. Do me a favor, drop in the chat what you're thankful for. Drop in the chat what it is that you're thankful for. Also, this is Q&A night. I don't do this often. I think this is my first time doing this, actually. Just strictly Q&A. No, listen, no motivational sequence. I don't have anything written down. I don't have anything in front of me. I just want to talk to you all. I want to know what's going on with you. This is very impromptu of me. There's no format. If you have a question, I'm here to answer it. If you want to talk about something, I'm here to talk about it. We're going to go a little longer tonight. We're not going to be 30 minutes. We are going to go a little longer than 30 minutes tonight, because I want to talk to you for my birthday. My birthday is tomorrow, and I want to spend time with my people today, because I won't be able to spend time with you tomorrow. So here we go. So, if you have something, drop it in the chat and we're going to talk about it. Who is complete quality on Instagram said that she's thankful for her husband and her kids, and happy birthday, Pastor. Thank you so much. Tell me your name. I don't know who you are. Tell me your name. Thank you so much. My sister Destiny here on Facebook said, I'm thankful for every day above ground, no matter what it may bring. And you know what, Destiny, I'm with you on that one. I'm extremely grateful and thankful for every day above ground, because those are the things that we have to make sure that we don't take for granted. We don't take for granted. We don't take for granted. Thank you, Des. That's a man. I'm sorry, man. How you doing? We take for granted sometimes what it is to be above ground, what it is to actually be living, what it is to actually walking around, living, breathing, with the use and activities of your limbs. When I take my kids to school every morning, I always pray, and I make sure when I pray, I make sure that I stress the fact, Lord, thank you for the use and activities of our limbs, the use activities of our limbs, because a lot of people don't have those. A lot of people weren't able to wake up this morning. A lot of people weren't able to, were probably able to wake up, but they're stuck in the hospital bed, or they're stuck. Oh, hey, Ashley, I'm sorry. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you so much. They're stuck in the hospital bed. They're stuck in the bed at home, and they're not able to they're not able to have the use and activities of their limbs. They're not able to move. They have to have somebody take care of them, and we have to hold those things near and dear to our hearts, because we never know when our time is. We never know when the day comes. The Bible says you don't know the day nor the hour of when things will change. When we may, God forbid, meet our demise, or we may, God forbid, something happen to us. You never know. So it's absolutely imperative that we don't take those things for granted. We don't take the fact that we're able to turn on the lights and the lights come on. We don't take for granted that we're able to open our refrigerator and there's food in the refrigerator, or the cupboards or the cabinets. There's food in the cupboard or the cabinet. For those of us that have vehicles, we don't take for granted the fact that we're able to go to our big vehicles that have working vehicles. My father right now, he's probably on his way home, but no, he's probably at home rather. But every Tuesday, my father, he goes downtown and he feeds the homeless every Tuesday night. Over 100 homeless people that he feeds on a weekly basis, and they don't have somewhere to go. They don't have shelter. They don't have running water. They don't have food. They feed them home cooked meals too. We care too. It's a street ministry. We care too, and they feed them home cooked meals. My family does it, and we have to be grateful for those things. We have to be thankful for those things, because it is those things that keep us going. I'm extremely grateful that I'm able to wake up and see and hear the voices of my children, even though they don't like getting up in the morning to go to school. I'm still grateful for them for hearing the word daddy, or hearing the word dad, or hearing from my wife husband or babe, or hearing from my sister's brother, or hearing from my nieces and my nephews, uncle. That does me so much. That does my heart so good when I hear sisters and my nieces and nephews just pull on me and Uncle Marcus this or brother this. But I absolutely love it. I never tell them no unless I can't physically able, because I'm not physically able to do it. But I am grateful. I'm extremely grateful because this time last year, I remember this time last year, the day before my birthday, my mom, my sister, and my grandmother, they came in town. My niece, they came in town. I was able to spend time with them the day before my birthday. I was able to, we had a cookout. All my friends and family came through, man. We had a great time. People from near and far came. We had an absolute great time. And then my birthday fell on a Sunday, and I just spent, literally, it was crazy. I spent like the whole morning crying. Like I was sitting in church just bawling my eyes out. I tried to stop crying, but I couldn't, because I just reflected on on the past year. And as I reflect on this past year, a lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of in between. Lost some people near and dear to my heart this year. One of them being my cousin Sean, who passed last September. Lost him. He was near and dear to my heart. Lost my grandfather. Lost my grandfather a couple months ago. Lost my grandfather a couple months ago. So this I deal with that, and I think about that, and I just think about how life is too short, and I think about students of mine that passed away. A former student of mine, Marques, he passed away. Another former student of mine passed away. Antoine, he passed away. So it's just things like that have me, that cause me to reflect, because I don't want to take those things for granted, because there are a lot of things that happen to each and every one of us individually, collectively, and even as we go on about our daily lives, we have to make sure that we're extremely grateful for the little things. I mean, it's good to have big wins, right? It's good to be able to have big accomplishments. It's good to be able to have big breakthroughs. It's good to be able to have those things in our lives that happen to us that mean a great deal. But in that same token, don't take for granted the little things. Don't take for granted the little things, because the little things equal up to those big wins. Those little things equal up to those big wins. And what we don't realize is that how effective we can be. So for those of you that are just joining in, we're doing a question and answer, and we're doing a dropping in the chat what we're grateful for. Question and answer period, or anything you want to talk about, anything you want to ask. I'm here for it. I'm here with you guys for a while tonight, because it's my birthday. I want to spend a little time with you all before my birthday tomorrow. My birthday is tomorrow, not today. Tomorrow, not today. But I just want to spend a little time with you all tonight. I'm also grateful for the elevation in leadership at my church, being named as assistant pastor of the greatest church this side of heaven, the Covenant Church, where our pastor is Quincy LaVelle Carswell II. I'm grateful for that as well. I'm grateful for just everything. Like a little bit about me, for those of you that don't know, you won't hardly see me in a bad mood. Like, you'll hardly ever see me in a bad mood. You'll hardly ever see me frowning or see me angry or anything like that. I'm always upbeat. I'm always laughing. I'm always joking. I'm always a good time. I'm that guy. For those of you that know me, I'm that guy. I'll crack a joke. I'll laugh and joke with you. I don't care about what you're doing, where you've been. I am always, my sister Destiny just said always, I am always that guy. If I'm ever in a bad mood, if I'm ever feeling sad, if I'm ever feeling down, it got to be something going on. Because when I tell you, oh my God, when I tell you I love a good time. And if I see anybody, that's down, if I see anybody that's not feeling the best or not feeling themselves, I'm going to jump in like, hey, what we doing? What's going on? Talk to me. I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to do something to get your mind off of it just a little bit, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be in that position, to where you deal with certain things. You deal with certain aspects of life. You deal with depression. We deal with low self-esteem. We deal with frustration. All those things come into our minds. All those things happen to us. But we must always take into consideration how we handle those things. I tell people all the time, there are 3 things in life that you can control. You can control what you do, what you say, and how you feel. You have control over those 3 things: what you do, what you say, and how you feel. So what we have to understand is that when we are in situations where things happen to us, and some things trigger what we say, they trigger what we do, they trigger how we feel. Then we have to get into the mindset to be able to take a deep breath and be able to control our feelings, control our sayings, control what we do. Because what we don't know, what we don't want to happen is we don't want things to go a different way, and we don't want to get out of character. Because when you get out of character, people will see a different side of you that you didn't even know or didn't, or didn't realize existed. Tammy had the question. She said, "What advice do you have for dealing with teenage boys?" Listen, teenage boys. So I've dealt with teenage boys in the school system when I was teaching middle school. And a lot of times it depends on the dynamic of the teenager. And a lot of times it depends on their upbringing, the household, and everything like that. But my advice would be, if whoever is the father figure in their life, whoever is the father figure there, allow them to be able to have a grace to where they're able to figure out, the teenager that is, to figure out this dynamic called life. Because when teenagers get to that age where um, they're very influenced. They're influenced by TV. They're influenced by video games. They're influenced by social media. Now, social media has just pretty much taken over everybody's lives, especially teenagers. But my advice would be is to talk to them. Talk to them, see where they're coming from, see where they are, meet them where they are, kind of get into what they're into, figure out what it is that they like, the type of music. We may not like the music. I know for a fact I can't stand rap music now. The way music is now, I hate it. But my son, he's 10, and I have a nephew. I have nephews that are coming up in age, so I nieces as well. So I try to get in tune to what's going on so that I can have an idea, or I can have my ear to the streets, of what's happening now, what's happening in the schools, what's happening in the streets, the latest slang, the latest terminology, those things. Because what happens is you don't want to be too far gone with what's going on now, that you lose the teenager, that you lose, whether it's a boy or a girl, but that you lose that teenager. Because that's what happened. That's what I can think what happened to us when we got older. We began to become so detached from our parents and our loved ones, because we began to figure out things on our own. We began to figure out life on our own. We began to explore more things. And while we did that, we became detached because we started to do our own thing. That's what kind of caused the detachment, I think, with today's generation. Because we don't know what it is, because we don't know what's going on, we become detached to what they're dealing with. They're not dealing with the same thing we've dealt with. They're not dealing with the same issues that we faced. You can see in the way society is. Society teaches us everything we need to know. We didn't have social media growing up. We didn't have social media until we became almost adults. We barely had camera phones when coming up. So it's those little things. So whenever you deal with them, talk to them. When you don't understand, and most times as parents, as adults, we don't understand where the teenagers are coming from now. So when we don't understand where they're coming from, meet them where they are. Ask them questions. What do you mean by this? What does this mean? If you hear something, say, "Hey, what does this mean? How can I understand where you're coming from? How can I understand where you're going or where you've been?" Because we can tell them what we've been through. And 9 times out of 10, they'll listen, because they want to hear stories like that. But most times they're like, "Man, you old, you don't know what you're talking about." When in actuality, the things that they're dealing with, we've pretty much dealt with it or dealt with worse. So we are able to, be able to connect with them on that level. Tammy said, "How can we connect with boys? How can we connect boys to father figures if they're not in a home or a family?" I'll say this, Tammy. The one privilege I did have in the school system was that I started off as an ISS instructor, and it started off as a room of discipline. You come in, you don't talk, you do your work, give me your cell phone, all that good stuff. But then once they saw that I was approachable, they started talking to me and telling me about about things going on at home, things going on at school. And it ended up coming from a place of discipline to a place of refuge, a place of counseling. I was pretty much their counselor. I was a father figure, uncle, big brother to a lot of the kids in the school, because the one thing that they wanted that they did not have at home is a listener. They did not have it. And so how to connect boys to father figures is to find somebody. One, here it is. Find somebody that's willing to be able to be a big brother / father figure, because you don't want to just put them to anybody just because you think they're a good dude, or just because you think that, oh, okay, I think he'll be a good fit for you, because that might not be our desire. I'm saying our, meaning me, the man. That might not be the man's desire to be able to take on another load. So first, find someone who is willing to take on that load of being a father figure to someone. Also, if they are, allow them to navigate their own way. Allow them to navigate, meaning allow the father figure, big brother figure, to navigate the way with the child, with the teenager, because they have to meet them in their own way. All of us don't have the same technique. Their technique might not be my technique, and vice versa. So we all have our way, our niche of meeting them where they are. And you want to make sure that whoever the young man is, that he's receptive of this, because a lot of times, what I've seen, a lot of young men don't want to be talked to, they don't want a mentor, they don't want a father figure, they just want to be left alone and do what they do. They want to live their life how they want to. So you can't force it onto them. When you try to force the young man onto a person, they'll retract back, and they'll fall back and not want to do it. They'll not want to be bothered with them. You want to meet them where they are. They don't want to get hit over the head. Boy, you should this. Da, da, da. No, they want you to meet them where they are and talk to them. I promise you, a lot of times they just want to be heard because they're not being heard. Think about it. When you're at home, you're getting yelled at, you're getting talked to, you're getting talked down to. But then when you don't want to hear that when you come to school as well. You don't want to be fussed at home and then be fussed at school. You don't want to be fussed at school and then be fussed at home. Or you don't want to be fussed at home and then go to work. You don't want to have all of that. So you want to make sure. My wife just said, don't preach to them. Make them meet them where they are. You don't want to beat them over the head with man, boy, back in my day. No. They don't want to hear back in their day because they didn't live then. They want to hear how can they get through what they're going through now? How can I deal with what I'm dealing with now? How can I handle what I'm dealing with now? And hopefully the man or whoever it is that they put with the young man, that he's able to listen. He's able to not listen just to hear, but listen to understand. Because there's a difference. A lot of times you have people that listen just to hear you talk, just to hear you say something. Yeah, I heard you. But were you paying attention? Yeah, I heard you say it, but did you internalize what I said? So we have to be careful of that. My wife said, break the cycle of verbal abuse, encourage and show them something different. That's right. Show them something different. Show them something different. Like when I tell you, like by far, working in the school system, I tell people all the time, working in the school system was by far the best job I've ever had. To be able to come into that building at 7:30 in the morning and meet the kids, talk to the kids. Coach Ford. Kids run up to me, Coach Ford, let me get $1 for the concession stand. Coach Ford, man, my birthday tomorrow. Coach Ford this, Coach Ford that. Coach Ford, can I get in the game for free, man? Tell them I'm with you. When I tell you, I love that, for them to call me, and even to this day, I keep in touch with a lot of my students to this day. They'll invite me to their graduation. They'll tell me how they're doing in college. They'll tell me what they're doing in their job. They call me for advice with relationships, with life. They call me for advice just with anything, because we've had that connection, because I was able to meet them where they are. So we just have to make sure. We have to make sure that we're conscious enough. Hey, Tia, that we're conscious enough to be able to say, you know what? Okay, I don't have a problem with meeting you where you are. I'm here to help you. I'm here to listen to you. And if you listen, sometimes you don't even have to ask questions. They'll just simply tell you exactly what it is that they're dealing with. They'll simply tell you exactly what it is that they're going through. And all they want you to do is just to help guide them through it. So for those of you that are just joining in, thank you for tuning in. Do me a favor, like, comment, and share the video. Like, comment, and share the broadcast. This is a special night tonight. This is the night before my birthday. My birthday doesn't fall on Mondays, so it's a leap year. It would have fell on Monday if it wasn't a leap year, but it's a leap year, so it's on tomorrow. But tonight is like a Q&A portion. I just want to talk to you all. We're talking about being thankful, being grateful. and the things that what are you grateful for. So if you're just tuning in, do me a favor, drop in the comments, comments what you're grateful for, what it is that you want to talk about. This is question and answer period. I'm here to help. I'm here to answer questions. I'm here to just talk to you all. I'm grateful for you all. Like I said before, I am grateful for you all for tuning in, for joining in with me. I said earlier, I'm grateful for my family, for my wife, for my children. That we were just downstairs a minute ago playing Jenga. And we had some of the best times, just me, my wife, and our 2 kids, having some of the best times, just impromptu playing Jenga. They were down there a minute ago playing Uno. So it's just those things like that where we're finally at home and we're not doing anything. We just had a big weekend with the play What About Jesus. Shout out to my wife again who's tuning in. For her, she the QA4 production, it was absolutely amazing. And if you didn't see about it, I'm pretty sure you heard about it. It's been all on Facebook. But shout out to my wife for an amazing, amazing, amazing job on that as well. And I can't wait for the next one, Southern Hospitality, which will be coming sometime in beginning to mid-fall. So look for that as well. Tammy asks, thank you, Simone. Thank you so much. Tammy said, being inside the schools, what is the biggest issue you see that parents should know? Well, let me see. The biggest issue now is the lack of communication. Like these kids, when I tell you, what I said lack of communication is, they pretty much come to school. The kids now come to school nowadays, really just lashing out. They lash out. Oh my God, it was amazing. Just seeing how much anger they had in them, and it all came from the lack of love, communication, affection that they got from home most times. So what they do, the kids that come to school, and the ones that aren't focused on school, that aren't focused on and advancing their studies and advancing their knowledge, they just come to school to lash out. It's like they need a place to release, and school is it. And I didn't really understand why they would do it at first until, like I said, having a conversation with them, knowing what makes them tick, knowing what grinds their gears, knowing what causes them to be this way. And when they lashed out, it really wasn't even out of anger. I thought it was because, that they were just angry, that they just wanted to fight. They were bad. They had, they had ADD, or no, I thought it was something mental or something like that. But come to find out, they were just angry. A lot of kids lash out because they're angry. And they're angry at some of the smallest things. They're angry at some of the smallest things, man. Like not having a father figure at home, not having a mother figure. A lot of kids, when I was teaching in the middle school, in the school system rather, a lot of kids are being raised by their aunts and their grandparents. It blew my mind that they were being raised by their aunts and their grandparents. And I'm like, wow. Like, man, and you see these kids gravitate to certain people because of what they brought because of what they saw in them, because of what they showed them. Because they come to school, they walk in the school building, the first thing you see is a smiling face. And because you don't get it at home. The first thing you see is you get greeted with a dap. I had handshakes with my kids. Like we got to the point where they're like, man, Coach Ford, hey, let's do a handshake. And we'll greet each other with whatever. And we still, whenever I see them, we do it to, if I forget, they're like, man, Coach Ford, you forgot the handshake. Oh man, my bad. And we keep it moving. But that's the thing. They come to school because they're angry. They're angry. And parents need to know, need to talk to their kids. I mean, like conversation, not talk to them. Why you didn't do this? Didn't I tell you to do that? No, don't hit them with that all the time. Another thing, parents, this is just my advice to you as parents. Just because you had a bad day at work, or just because somebody pissed you off, somebody made you mad, does not mean you come home and you take it out on the child. It does not mean that. Whatever anger you have, whatever frustration you may feel, whatever it is that you're dealing with before you get home, deal with it before you walk in the house. Sit in your car if you got to. Sit in your car if you got to and just pray about it. Sit in your car and just release. Just scream, holler, cry. But please don't bring that anger out onto the child. Because the child is not looking for that. The child is looking for love. The child is looking for affection. The child is looking for tenderness. The child is looking for you. And I know, man, we get parents, we get frustrated. We get frustrated. As a parent, I'm telling you, we get frustrated. I have a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old. My 10-year-old frustrates me in certain ways. My 6-year-old frustrates me in certain ways. But I would never take out my frustration on them because of what I've felt, or what I've heard, or what I've dealt with at work or wherever. When you come home, they want to see mommy, they want to see daddy, auntie, uncle, whoever is their guardian. They want to see that. They want to see the smile. And a lot of times we have to get to a point where we learn how to kind of mask it so they won't see it. We learn how to mask it so that when they get older, we'll be able to have a conversation with them rather than just having that lashing out thing and having them be afraid of us. You don't want your kids to be afraid of you. You want your kids to love you. You want your kids to be the one when you come home, they want to love on you, kiss on you, hug on you, tell you about their day. Not when you come home, they don't want to talk to you because they say, oh, mommy had a bad day. Daddy had a bad day. I ain't finna mess with them today. You don't want that. So the thing you have to understand is communication is key at home. Because if you communicate with your child more now at home, then you'll be able to understand exactly what's going on outside of the home. I don't know how many on here have had that call when the school called and you said they told you your child did something. The first thing you said, not my child. My child wasn't raised that way. My child didn't do that. When actually it probably was your child, but you didn't notice it because you didn't have the conversation. You didn't have the conversation with your child about what they were doing, how they were feeling. You thought everything was cool because they didn't say anything to you. And come to find out, they weren't talking to you because they were afraid to tell you about their day because what might happen to them. So just be mindful of that. Just be mindful of that. I'm thanking you all. Thank you. I love the comments. I love the questions. I love the shout outs. Jayla, what is going on? What's going on, Jayla? On IG. I love the comments, love the questions. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, this is my pre-birthday Q&A portion of Reactivate the Moment. Don't have anything motivational per se. Just want to talk to my people. Oh, real quick, I want to shout out my brother and my sister Kimberly and Marco Gardner. It's their anniversary today. Happy anniversary, Kim and Marco. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have been rocking with me from since day one, man. I love you guys both. I called their anniversary my birthday turn up because they decided, I don't know what part of the game is this. You decide to get married the day before my birthday and they asked me to be in the wedding. Man, let me tell y'all what I did. I turned that reception into a birthday bash. You hear me? I had fun. You would have thought it was my party. I had so much fun. So every year I tell them anniversary is my pre-birthday turn up. So happy anniversary, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. But this is the Q&A portion. We're talking about just being thankful, being thankful, and what you're thankful for. Simone Williams said, I'm grateful that God has kept me in my right mind. Thank you, Jesus. God has kept me in my right mind. Tracy said, I'm grateful for the word of God, family he has blessed me with. We are all grateful of that. I'm absolutely grateful for the word of God. Tammy said, what's your tip to help old school connect with new school? I like how you worded that, Tammy. For old school to connect with new school, I would say this. Honestly, I would say this for the old school cast to connect with the new school. I would say be open-minded. Be open-minded. Be open-minded. Don't be too old school to where you're not, that you're closed off to the new school. You know the saying, the old dog, wait, the old dog can't teach a new dog. Where I go? The trick, the new tricks. You can't teach an old dog new tricks or something like that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because let me tell you what I do. I'm not necessarily old school per se, but my nieces rather than my nephew. Well, my cousins too, my little cousins too. They keep me up on game of what's going on because I don't know certain trends. I don't know certain things. So I connect with them. So like tell me what's new, how to do TikTok. I got my niece now. Couple of my nieces now actually showing me different ways to utilize TikTok. I don't do TikTok. Or they'll randomly say, hey, come do this dance with me, or come do this trend. Or even my son keeps me updated on what's going on in elementary schools. I don't know what's going on in elementary school. So I have my ears to the streets in different ways. But for the old school cats, don't be so closed-minded. Be open-minded to where you can actually learn a few things. You can learn a few things because you definitely can learn something from the new school. Because guess what? Stuff is things happening and things coming out now that we don't know much about. Like, trust me, you learn something new every day, as the saying goes. We learn something new every day, but we have to be open-minded about it. We have to be receptive, and don't take everything as disrespect. They're not people are the new school isn't really disrespecting you. They're just talking how they talk, using the terminology that they use. So kind of be open enough to where you're able to learn and able to get an idea of what they're saying, what they're doing, how they're feeling, how they're moving, how they're shaking, because it's absolutely different from the way I've came up. Absolutely different. But but just be open-minded. Be accepting to change. Be accepting to change. A lot of old school cats like to, they stay in their ways. They don't want to change too much. They want to remain who they are. But the older you get, things are changing. Trust me, the things ain't the same the way they were 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Every year is something different. Every year is something new. We just came through a few years ago a pandemic that we've never heard of ever in the history of America, in the history of the world. We were able to get through a pandemic. That's a change. Every 4 years, there's a change in the presidency, change in the government. That's a change. There's a change in your local government. That's a change. So you got to be up to what's going on. The only way for you to be up to what's going on is to stay connected to the generation that's here. The generation that's not, because here it is. Guess what? The generation now cannot make it without you. So in order for you to push and encourage and ask and get the generation to keep moving, to make change, to make progress, you have to be able to connect to them. You can't expect them to make a change for you or make a change happen for you if you're not connected to them. That's like say my son is 10. When he becomes old enough to vote, I would hope that that our generation would instill enough knowledge in him, and he'll be able to see enough in the generation before him that he's able to see a change and see progress. But in order for us to see progress, we have to be caught up in the now. We have to be willing to be caught up in the now in order for us to see progress. That's just my tip. Jayla on IG said, I'm grateful for being able to still be here after all I went through the past almost 4 years, and also my family and friends. I'm grateful for you too, Jayla. Jayla is one of my students back in the day. She can tell you I ain't lying about what I said about the students and how they gravitated to certain people at school and how the school system it was and how things changed and the connection that they had with the teachers. And I'm just privileged to say that I was one of those ones, and I'm grateful for that as well. Those of you that tune in, we are talking about being thankful and grateful tonight. I won't be on here much longer. I just want to stay on just a little past my time. I'm usually on here for about 30 minutes, but I got the green light today to go as long as I can because hey, it's my day for my birthday, man. I'm turning up. This is my little turn up before tomorrow. So I appreciate you all for joining in. Do me a favor, like, comment, and share the video. Like, comment, and share the broadcast. Keep saying video. Share the broadcast. I want everybody to know what goes down. Usually on Mondays at 8 o'clock, I'm here motivating, encouraging, empowering those. Hopefully in this Q&A portion, we're still getting motivated. We're still being encouraged, and we're still being empowered. But usually it's strictly on a specific topic. Tonight's topic is just basically being thankful and grateful, and what are you thankful and grateful for, and just simply just a Q&A conversation between you and me, you the viewer, and me, the broadcaster. So I want to thank you all for rocking with me, man. Thank you for rocking me for the past year, for the past several years with Reactivate the Moment. For those of you that have been tuning in since day one, I could not be Reactivate the Moment, could not be here without you. Even when I fell off for about 2 years, when I had my eye surgery, I couldn't do too much anything, and then I got into this depressed stage because I'm thinking, man, things are going to be worse for me, and I still deal with certain internal issues or whatever. Even through those times, you guys still shared old broadcasts. You still shared old post that I made. So I appreciate you guys so much. And I love each and every one of you. Jayla just said, yes, love how y'all actually made good relationships with the students and taught us all we needed to know. We had a good relationship, man. Like, I love students. I love kids now. I was a youth pastor for years. And the kids at the church that tell you, man, I have a personal relationship with all the kids that come through. I have their number, they have my number. I send them motivational messages, the whole nine, because it's all about that. Like, especially people my age and older, it's all about how we groom and how we rear the generation now. We have to be mindful of how we groom and rear the generation now. They are the children of our future, like the song says. But we really have to be mindful of that, because what we put in them, what we put in them, what we instill in them, rather, it's going to really catapult them really to where they need to be. But it's what you say and how you say it. You have to make sure. Thank you, Big. It's tomorrow, but thank you. Um, you have to be able to instill in them some good advice, good sound advice, good sound judgment, good you know um good wisdom, because they don't know everything. They might think they do, but they don't. But the best is what we say, how we say it. Be careful how you say certain things, because you can turn a child off if you say something the wrong way. Trust me, I know. You can you can turn them away by what you say. You can turn them away by what you say. All right. So just be mindful of that. Does anybody have any more questions? Any more questions? Um, any more questions? If not, I'm going to be tuning off in a minute. Love, now you and Sheriff and Pastor Q give advice like nobody else. Thank you, Jelly. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Listen, I got about 4 minutes, and then I'm gonna call it a night. I want to spend some more time with my family. I'm gonna call it a night. But once again, like I said, I want to thank you all. This is just something different I wanted to do. If you would like to have more of these impromptu Q&As, just let me know. Drop in the comment, drop me a message on IG, Facebook, and just let me know. Drop me a comment. Let me know. If you like to have these more impromptu Q&As, I kind of like this. It's kind of pretty cool, where you guys ask questions and I answer. But before I get off, I want to shout out everybody that tuned in. I want to shout out Angela, Teresa Caldwell, Angela Lewis. Thank you so much, Angela Lewis. My sister Destiny, Bobby Reeves. Thank you, Bobby Reeves. Miss Hawanda Calloway. What's going on? Who else? My dear friend Tammy Hill Thomas. Also tune into her show too. She has a great show. Tammy Hill Thomas. Who else? My wife, Cornay. Thank you, babe. Tracy. Yeah, what's going on? Simone. Who else? And Patricia, aka Big, as Patricia Lewis, aka Big. That's my nickname for it. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for rocking with your boy. I ask that you just continue to rock with me, continue to tune in, continue to enjoy the broadcast, share, and comment on the videos on the broadcast that we post. Thank you for this and more about Reactivate the Moment. You can find out on social media, on my social media handles at M423 on Instagram and at Reactivate the Moment on Instagram. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Reactivate the Moment. Also follow me on all those pages, and also follow me on Facebook at Marques Ford. Kim, there's Kim, right? I just Kim for her Marco's anniversary. Happy anniversary. I told him that today is my pre-birthday turn up. So happy anniversary / pre-birthday turn up. I'm also on TikTok as well. I think it's at M423. I'm not 100% sure. And I think it is at Reactivate _ moment _ I think something like that. But you can follow me on all social media sites. And with that being said, I hope you do. Listen, that is my time for the night. I'm not gonna be here any longer than I have been, 45 minutes. So I just wanted to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for rocking with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A portion. Hope you guys enjoyed it like I did. And we would definitely have more of these. I might do these like once a month, the Q&A portion. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for rocking with your boy. Listen, continue to follow me, continue to subscribe, continue to watch Reactivate the Moment, and meet me here every Monday night at 8, where we reactivate. So I will see you next week, same time, same channel, 8 o'clock right here on with the Win and Power Network. Also tomorrow, give me a shout out for my birthday, man. I want to feel the love. I want to feel you guys. see you guys post and shout me out on my birthday. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Love you, Jayla. Love y'all. Everybody on Instagram. Love y'all for tuning in. Have a great week. And I will see you guys next week at 8 p.m. Love you. Peace.